What's up, guys? I know it's been quite a while since I last spoke to you, but there's been a couple of reasons for that. One, I was working flat out, as you know, on the Wheeler Dealers Dream Car Show, which I'm pleased to say that we've now completed all the filming of, apart from a couple of things that are happening later in October. But most of that is now done, which is a massive relief. And then immediately that I finished that, we went straight off on holiday with my family and some friends. So it's not been any moment spare to do anything with the vlog, so I apologise for those of you who've sent me loads of questions, loads of things to respond to, and I haven't responded to anything. I've stayed off social media, I've literally done nothing, but that's exactly what I needed, and I'm loving it. We've got a few days left, and it's great. I'm really enjoying it. But I did want to do this little video about the Spa, the Belgian Grand Prix, because as ever, I've got a prize to give away. This week is a pretty cool prize. By the way, staying in this pretty impressive, where are we going? Slightly ridiculous house, because there's a lot of us. We've actually got this mega pad that is lovely to stay in, but and the place, we're in Italy by the way, is really nice as well, over the Lake Missouri. But let's quickly talk about the Belgian Grand Prix. I'll tell you how you can win the prize and what it is at the end of the video, but first let's talk about what could happen this weekend, because lots of changes. Big driver announcements today, Ocon staying, the Hulk going, and of course, Ocon going to Renault, Hulk leaving and Bottas staying, which I think is not a big surprise, but I would not have been surprised if it had been different. Hang on, I've got lost. Let's talk about the Belgian Grand Prix, because of course it's very different this time around to where we left off before the summer break. The circuit could not be more different from the Hungarian Grand Prix, and therefore the configurations of the cars will be very different. The challenges for the teams very different. Even the race itself will end up being very different. The longest circuit on the calendar, 7 kilometres, which means there's only 44 laps around this particular track. Which means because it's a longer lap, there's more opportunities around each lap to either make overtakes, to make up time if you have some kind of incident or mistake yourself as a driver. Hi, Elsie. It's a much lower downforce configuration, of course, because Spa is a very fast circuit layout. Lots of long straights and a number of really high-speed corners. I didn't manage to do a lap on the Xbox because I've been away and I totally forgot to do it beforehand, or actually I didn't have time to do it beforehand. So there's no lap today, so apologies for that. But as a team, you've got to be looking at the very kind of low downforce configuration for your car, as opposed to in Hungary where it was the opposite. It was very high downforce, and that of course suits some teams and some drivers more than others. Spa will suit a different set of teams and drivers over others, and you see certain drivers really in fact most drivers love coming here, but they love coming here with a car that really suits the track characteristics. You know, people like the Williams drivers are not going to be enjoying this weekend because their car is just not suited to this low drag, high speed circuit layout. Massive overtaking opportunities of course around here as well, so this should be a good race from that perspective. We know the weather can do all sorts of things at Spa and change in an instant. Believe me, I've been there a number of times when the forecaster said it should be dry, hot and sunny, and before you know it there's a shower come in of the most incredible intensity, and it may not last very long, but it can change the circuit conditions from one extreme to the other like that. And as a team, if that happens, you've got to be quick to react, you've got to be on top of your game, you've got to make the right calls at the right time to give your drivers a shot. So those decisions, those things can go either way, and of course the teams at the track, as well as their counterparts, their colleagues back at the bases, making all the on-the-fly strategy decisions, have to be absolutely on it when it comes to making those reactional decisions. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. In terms of tyres, Pirelli have brought the hardest 3 compounds in their range. We saw the same selections in the British Grand Prix, where else? Barcelona and Bahrain, if I remember rightly. The C1, C2, C3 compounds. And interesting, they are slightly harder than last year's equivalent compounds. And that's because last year Pirelli went for a softer selection, and what happened was the team still went one stop, but they just managed the stints to extreme levels. If you remember, we saw really long, low-paced stints to get to that pit stop window where they could change for one more set of tyres and go to the end. So their thinking this year is we'll go harder on the compounds, allow the drivers to push. Yeah, they may well still just do one stop if that's the preferred way to get around, but at least they'll be pushing hard all the way through that stint. So that for me makes quite a bit of sense. What else can we say about Spa? It's one of my favourite circuits to go to. It's in this beautiful setting, of course, of the Ardennes forest, somewhere that is so different to most other places that we go. And in every direction is picturesque, so I think we should be in for a great weekend. What else have we got? There will be updates, of course, big updates to the cars, because although the factories have been in shutdown, there's still been a period of time between the last race where the factories have been allowed to work and been operating, where they can bring updates. It's not very far from most teams' factories either, so the updates are reasonably easy to get to the circuit, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of them, which could well change the pecking order. So, this week's prize, I said it was a good one, and it is. Take a look at this. So if you'd like to win that, it's very simple. All you need to do is share this video on any of the social media platforms. My tag is going to be on the final page at the end of this particular video. Most of you know it, I'm sure. So tag me in it whenever you share it on whatever platform. And don't forget to use the hashtag GPBSPA. No, actually we've done that one for Spain, haven't we? GPBBEL. So GPBBEL is going to be this week's hashtag. Make sure you use that and wherever you're sharing, because that's how I'll find it. We'll pick a winner on Monday at random from all of those people that have shared it and used the right hashtag, and one lucky winner will take away that very cool little miniature crash helmet. Thank you once again to the GP Box for sharing those prizes for me to give away. If you haven't yet been to their site, I highly recommend it. So much stuff that I'm sure you'll find of interest. Merchandise, memorabilia, clothing, I mean all sorts of different things, team merch, I mean loads of stuff. So go check it out, thegpbox.com, all linked in the description. I will also link everything about how you can win that prize in the description as well. But enjoy yourselves this weekend wherever you're watching. F1 is finally back, and we've got plenty to talk about. So I'll pick up on all the news stories next week once I'm back from holiday. We'll get back into some sort of normal routine again. But for now, thanks for your patience with this channel. If you are new and stumbled across this video, don't forget to subscribe, because it's not normally this sparse and sporadic. Normally we do quite a lot of videos. So click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you won't miss another one. But in the meantime, enjoy the Belgian Grand Prix. Maybe drop me a line. Let me know who you think is going to win.